going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School, and I'm not going to take too much time on this. I just wanted to hit this topic real quick with you guys to kind of give you some perspective on it. As you come into the conversation, please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. And also, guys, I want to remind you to make sure you also follow drboycetv.com. That's drboycetv.com. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick was this whole interesting situation with George Zimmerman. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Give me a yes or no if you saw this story. George Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million. Did anybody see that? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you saw this story. Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million. And I'm just going to jump right to the chase and say, you know, that this surprised me as much as it surprised you. It's as ridiculous to me as it is to you. It sounds absolutely butt naked crazy. And I remember when the George Zimmerman trial took place. I don't know if anybody remembers. It was almost like the OJ trial, where you remember exactly where you were when the verdict went down. Does anybody else know that? Like, does anybody remember like exactly what you were doing when they announced that OJ was not guilty? You know, and in this case, it was the opposite, right? In this case, I remember hearing not guilty and like freezing, like thinking, I didn't really just hear that. Like, that's not possible. Like, are you kidding me? Did that really happen? Well, anyway, since that time, I think it's been pretty well established that, we know what the narrative is. We know what occurred, in the many movements that have happened since then. We know that Trayvon Martin was not the aggressor. We know that Trayvon Martin was not the thug that the media wanted to make him out to be. We know that George Zimmerman was actually the thug. We saw George Zimmerman behaving like a thug after it was over. We saw him behaving like a criminal after the trial was over. You saw him behaving like a killer after the trial was over with. You saw him doing things after the trial was done that just kind of showed, that they got the wrong guy. They got the wrong guy, and that's what it was. Now, this lawsuit is fascinating. So I'm reading some of this here for you. And as I pull the story up, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. This is drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. So if you're black and intelligent, please stay. If you're not black and intelligent, then I need you to leave. So it says George Zimmerman, the man acquitted of killing unarmed black teen Trayvon Martin in 2012, is now suing the boy's family, their attorneys, and the prosecutors for damages. They're suing the attorneys, the prosecutors, and the family for damages in excess of $100 million. Zimmerman, a former neighborhood watch volunteer, said he was defending himself while being attacked when he shot and killed Martin, 17, in a gated community in the central Florida city of Sanford in February 2012. Now, going further down, Martin, who lived in Miami Gardens, was visiting his family at the time. Zimmerman's trial and acquittal sparked protests and a national debate about race relations. The Justice Department later decided not to bring a civil rights case against Zimmerman. Now, I will say, that I want to say thank you to Trayvon Martin and his family, though, because the sacrifice they made was not in vain. The sacrifice they made literally became the Mason-Dixon line, or the line of demarcation on race relations in America. A lot of people that were asleep before Trayvon Martin were super woke after the Martin case happened, and that's what led to the other, Philando Castile, Michael Brown, Eric Gardner, all these other cases that came up after that were sort of follow-ups to the Trayvon Martin situation, because we had a lot more wokeness in the community, if you will, and I think it was actually a good thing, even though obviously this young man's passing was not a good thing. And so, anyway, moving on, I'm going to read more here. Hit the thumbs up button. Please do that if you haven't done it yet. The lawsuit alleges malicious prosecution by prosecutors, defamation by both Martin's defense attorney and a book publishing company, and a civil conspiracy by Martin's family and lawyer to, quote, put a false witness with a made-to-order false storyline to try fraudulently to create probable cause to get a conviction. But Benjamin Crump, the Martin family's defense attorney, replied Wednesday by calling the lawsuit baseless. Quote, I have every confidence that this unfounded and reckless lawsuit will be revealed for what it is, another failed attempt to defend the indefensible and a shameless attempt to profit off the grief and the lives and grief of others, Crump said. Now, here's where we get to the nitty-gritty of why George Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's family. I didn't understand the lawsuit. Honestly, I was really trying to figure out like what's the angle here, what's really going on. And here's the other thing. I had to sort of accept the possibility that maybe there was information that contradicted my perception of all of this, right? I mean, you have to be open to all possibilities, right? So I was really kind of wondering, like, why are they suing? What's really happening? And as I read deeper in this article, this is where I came to my own theory in terms of why the lawsuit is filed. Because remember this, you got to remember this. In America, America is a very litigious society. In America, you can sue anybody at any time for any reason for any amount of money. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you can pretty much file a lawsuit. John Johnson just said facts. I could file a lawsuit against you right now because I feel that you commenting on my chat was very threatening to me, and you really said facts, but really you meant to say that you want to kill me, and I have suffered emotional distress because John Johnson is the SOB who came up in my chat and made me fear for my life, right? You could sue anybody at any time for any reason for any amount of money. And here's the other thing too. This is where, you guys know I talk about wealth and money a lot. With the more money you get, the more you're going to be sued. Will Smith actually says he has 15 lawyers on deck. He keeps 15 lawyers on retainer. That means you're paying them every month. He pays 15 lawyers every month regularly just people sue him because he looked at them crazy or stepped on their toe or bump shoulders with them in a crowd and they said their shoulders broken, right? And a lot of these suits get thrown out, but some of them don't. And at the very least, a lot of the lawsuits, especially if they're filed against high profile targets, they will get a lot of media attention. And I believe that's what this is all about. So let me read more of this. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done. Please hit the thumbs up button. And hello, everybody on Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins, so feel free to jump into that. Zimmerman's attorney, Boca Raton-based Larry Klayman, a former federal prosecutor, said the lawsuit was filed Wednesday afternoon in Polk County because that's where Zimmerman lives. He alleges that the prosecution's key witness in the 2013 murder trial, Rachel Jontel, was an imposter and a fake witness. Klayman said the suit's allegations are the result of what's been published in a book and film directed by Joel Gilbert called The Trayvon Hoax, Unmasking the Witness Fraud That Divided America. Now pay attention. This is the key paragraph here. The film was scheduled to play at the Coral Gables Art Cinema on Thursday after a press conference, but the theater posted that it was not aware of all the details surrounding the event and has made the decision to cancel it. The point I want you to pay attention to is that the filing of this lawsuit coincides with the screening of their film. Da-da! Now you know why this lawsuit was filed. This lawsuit was filed because filing big lawsuits with big, massive numbers attached against high-profile targets is a great way to draw attention to people that we would not normally pay attention to, right? It also feeds directly into many of the right-wing conspiracy theories that are out there that pretty much drive a lot of the support for people like Donald Trump and others. But here's the deal. Here's where I'm going to probably piss off some of y'all there in this chat. You got left-wing conspiracy theories too. I try to sit in the middle. I like to sit in the middle between the right and the left. Not even in the middle, away from it all. I'm not even in the middle of it. I'm backed away, looking in all directions. And I see conspiracy theories in both directions. But because the whole Me Too movement is a bunch of ridiculousness too, right? But I look at this situation. What I see is they're trying to get publicity for this film by filing a big, high-profile, high-dollar lawsuit, and also feeding into conservative right-wing conspiracy theories that will drive viewership of this film, because there are people in America that are determined to believe that this young black man deserved to die. That somehow, some way, he did something that pre-confirms their pre-existing view that black men need to be exterminated because they're just sort of an assault waiting to happen. They are criminals waiting to be born. They are future prison inmates of America. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing right here. So this lawsuit is kind of silly. I'm sure the attorneys will be able to get it thrown out. I'll have more to say about it a little bit later. I got to actually bounce up out of here, but I just want to give you guys my quick summary on this. And a little bit later, if you come back to drboycetv.com, I actually want to talk a little bit about the fact that the Griot actually blocked Tariq Nasheed from their Twitter. I think that's dastardly. The Griot should be ashamed. The Griot is owned by Byron Allen, who just spent 2 months convincing you that he's mad at Comcast because they're blocking the voices of respected black people who have a perspective that is not mainstream or not consistent with what other people are saying. And yet at the same time, Byron Allen, who owns the Griot, who is backing the ADOS leadership, Antonio Moray and Yvette Carnell, is blocking people like Tariq Nasheed, who have valid voices to share with the black American public or the black public around the world, not even just in America. So that's my 2 cents. I'm going to jump back in a little bit later, but I got to go to a meeting right now. But just know later on drboycetv.com, I will bring this up. So go subscribe, and then that way you'll get a notification when I go live again. Or if you also want to get a text when I go live, text the word Boyce to 31996. Text Boyce to 31996. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe before you go. And also visit theblackbusinessschool.com if you want to learn about financial literacy and how to start a business and all that good stuff. Theblackbusinessschool.com. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.